What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk to you about Lucid. Give you a quick overview of some of the data points, break it down on what's really moving it, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So Lucid is up 2.48%, $3.10 the high, $2.95 the low. Kind of low volume-ish, so 53.4 million shares being traded, 87.8 is the average. So this whole week it is going to be more of a technical driven week, as I kind of stated in my video yesterday, but at the same time will be probably relatively low volume, just large entities taking the kind of week off for the most part, but no actual news associated to Lucid, no SEC filings, nothing along those lines. So it is just going to be piggybacking off of its technicals and just the broader market. Shorts are taking advantage and returning 2.18 million shares right now. 22.3% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 265.67 million shares overall are being shorted. Utilization 83.92. Short score is 76.4, and then cost to borrow average is 1.06. So just generally, you can kind of see shorts first thing were increasing around 385,000 shares, and then of course just tapering off and returning. So that's giving the broader market, or I guess, Lucid more of a push higher, because in case you don't know, shorts returning, that adds some good buying pressure. But one big thing that's been really helping Lucid move higher is algorithmic trading. And ever since it did get above that super trend indicator that I like to look at, it's been giving this nice boost higher just because of that. But aside from that, looking at options, 1.42 million in calls, 265,000 in puts. 50% of all the options being done today are optimistic in nature, but I think just generally a very low volume. So you're not going to see any crazy records this week, but you're still seeing a lot of bullishness. Of the call options that are being purchased, you see a consensus for it to be above roughly around that $3.50/$4 range. So you are starting to see more and more optimism. Kind of crazy how it's all developing, but I think the market is ready to really move Lucid higher. Then looking at the bears, they're anticipating for it to be sub 250. I don't see that being feasible, especially considering there isn't any data points coming out to really prompt and some fear. So I think they're just maybe hedging or doing something. But in my opinion, I think just every data point is really signaling higher highs. These are all the transactions occurring on the secondary market above $100,000. So clearly that doesn't make up the majority of the volume. So this is where algos are really filling in that gap, as well as shorts. But as of right now, with it at $3.12, it is trading between its R1 and the pivot. So in the short term, just needs to watch for it to get above this 313. Flip side, 288 is going to be the strong support. I don't see that being touched, but if Lucid does continue its good momentum, which I do feel is definitely going to happen, then $3.28 and then $3.52 is going to be the next strong kind of targets. So if you are optimistic on Lucid, I did a video, I think I put it out on Saturday, on some options plans on what you should do in certain cases. And so yeah, for those individuals that are bullish and doing, let's say, 350 calls for, let's say, the next 2 weeks, then yeah, you might stand to benefit and have some pretty good money at the end. But obviously do your own due diligence at the end of the day and all the other fun jazz. But no new analyst ratings, as you can kind of see. So once we do start to get a couple new ones, then this is where you'll see a very big shift in kind of the sentiment. So we did have one good one, 350, 𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗘𝗖𝗧 Stefan, who has a 40% success rating. But I think if we get like another one, like a $4 one, and then or possibly even a $5 one, then this is where, again, you'll see a very quick move higher. In Lucid's case, like it's a painful stock to watch it go down, because it does go slowly down, but when it goes up, it just bursts through the wall, as you can kind of see. So it does go up very, very fast. It is starting to build that foundation right here. And funny thing is, I'm not a fan of dilution. I get some people say it's necessary, but that's actually what killed massively the momentum. Lucid was actually ready to move higher, because if we kind of look back at July, it was above all the key pivotal moving averages, so showing it was ready for a nice reversal, similar to what right now is playing out. But that dilution just absolutely destroyed it. So I feel like we're now picking up off of that previous momentum, and One thing I just wanted to bring up, yes, the 50-day moving average is a very key indicator for Lucid, so every time it does typically break above it, it goes up on average around 40%. But one thing to note, aside from July, the last time it was above the 100, 200, and 50-day moving average has been in 2021. So very long time ago, and for those of you that do remember that, it went from roughly around 24 to around $56, $57. Absolute craziness. I'm not here to say it's going to go to 57 this time around, but it does go to show that when Lucid goes up, it can go up very fast, and the foundation is at least there. So again, history doesn't always repeat itself on a technical level, but I think in Lucid's case, it's definitely something to take note of. And then at the same time, the market makers recently did add new chains to the options activity, so this is why you do have $35. I don't think it's any coincidence the fact that Lucid's trading at $3 and you can do very high strike prices now. So I think in general, that's definitely shows that they feel it could go up very, very fast. So again, do your own due diligence, but on a technical standpoint, it is good. The only thing to take note of is the fact that it is rather overbought, and you can see that based on stochastic RSI. There's nothing really wrong with that. A lot of stocks stay in overbought status as they do correct, but first negative viewpoint that does come out, whether it be on a macro standpoint or specific to Lucid, you could see some volatility. But as of right now, long story short, technicals look good. The fact that shorts are returning, A-okay. Options activity looking very impressive. So everything shows that 350 is next. One thing as well I just wanted to bring up, so Lucid is ranked number 275 on the NASDAQ 500. So if it does continue this good momentum, and let's say in the second half of 2025, I think it's like August, September when they do reevaluate, let's say Lucid does move up and is within the top 100, that would be huge for it. Big accomplishment, because that would add a massive amount of increase in liquidity, and then we already see what happens when a stock gets a increase in liquidity. Stocks just generally move higher. So yeah, I think it's you can just generally see even today, just comparing Lucid to its peers around it, it's definitely moving up. And it's kind of crazy the fact that VinFast, I know some people like VinFast, I'm not here to offend anyone or whatever, but the fact that it's ranked 267, has a 9.72 billion market cap, that is absolute insanity. So yeah, I think Lucid definitely should be moving up as far as the price point and everything. So let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. On a side note, there hasn't been all that much in social media posts, just a couple of Gravity sightings and whatever. So nothing really crazy to write home about. So I think just generally this whole week you won't see or hear all that much. So it's just going to fall back on the technicals. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. And then one final thing I just wanted to share with you, pop over to my Patreon, link in the description below and also the comments. I do buy signals on stocks, options, and crypto. Many of them have been absolute bangers. So pop over there and take a look. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.